Hello, John Talley here with Partzilla.com. Today we're going to take a look at the air filter on our 2015 Kawasaki KLX 110. It's actually hidden right back here behind all this plastic. So we need to get the seat, the side cover, and the tank shroud off. So let me go grab a couple of tools and I'll show you how to get it done. Alright, really short tool list on this one. Just a regular Phillips, pair of pliers, and then an 8mm. I've got out a 1/4 inch drive, or you can do a 3/8. It really doesn't matter, as long as it's an 8mm. That's really all you're going to need to get this one done. Basically, it's just a bunch of 8mm bolts. I think there's like 3 on either side. Once you get those pulled, then the seat will come up, push down to get it out of that little latch, or that little groove right here. Next, these pull out at the back and then slide. See that edge right there? When you go to put it back in, it needs to go up inside. So just like that. Same procedure on the other side. Pull out of the back, slide it backwards, and then she'll come right off. Then that'll expose a couple of more 8mm, and then the center is just a Phillips right here. Right. With that shroud will just lift right off. Alright, with that out of the way, there's just 3 Phillips head bolts that hold on the airbox lid. Alright, now we can actually pull it out. See, it's actually pulling air from here, so it should be clean on this side, which it is, and then this goes into the intake of the carburetor. So, looking at it, it's not in that bad a shape, so instead of replacing it, we're just going to clean it up and reinstall it. Now what you would be looking for, if it did need to be replaced, these things break down over time, so me pulling on the edges like this, it would just crumble apart. This one's in pretty good shape, but if yours tears easily, go ahead and replace it, because otherwise when it breaks down, all of this gets sucked into there, and that makes a mess out of your carburetor. So let me go grab some chemicals and we'll get this cleaned up. What I'm using is a air filter cleaner from PJ1. Couple of different products. This is the one I'm going to use to clean it up, and I'm going to use the foam filter oil treatment spray before we install it, and then just spray it in. Go ahead and do both sides. Especially that where it got built up right there. Now, we're just going to need to let it sit for about 15 minutes. Alright, so it's been about 15 minutes. Let's go ahead and get this thing cleaned out. Look at all that nastiness coming off of there. Basically that oil slick, I'm trying to stay away from it. Now here's where you're going to have to be patient. Go ahead and set this out to the side and let it completely air dry. And that's probably going to take, I don't know, 4 to 6 hours. So go find something else to do, let this thing dry out, and then I'll show you how to get it reinstalled and oiled. Alright guys, welcome back. Only thing we have to do now before we install it is just to coat it down with some foam filter oil spray. All you're wanting to do is just get a light coat on both sides and then just kind of knead it in. Now, if you were replacing the filter, you'd still want to do this as well before you installed a new one. Tell you what, before we actually install that, I'm just now looking up into the intake, and there's a whole bunch of dirt and trash laying in the bottom. So let's get a rag, cover up the bottom, and get that cleaned out, because guess what? It's just going to get sucked right on top of our newly cleaned filter. It's going to make a fair amount of mess. So go ahead and lay down either a drip pan or a couple of towels like I'm doing. Just using a contact / brake cleaner. Do wear eye protection because this stuff burns if it goes in your eyes. There's one other thing we need to look at. On the bottom of this airbox, see this little plastic tube? That's actually a catch for anything that may have gotten sucked into the system, maybe a little bit of water. And this looks like it's got something in it. So we're going to pull it off and drain it out. Yeah, it looks like, that looks like it was probably water. So let's go ahead and drain that out. Get it popped back on there. Don't forget your clip. All right, with that cleaned out, let's go ahead and get that filter back in. Only one way to go. Check to make sure your seal doesn't have any cuts on it. There's an O-ring down in this groove. Make sure there's no cuts anywhere. Grab our 3 Phillips. Get her snug back down. All right, guys, that pretty much wraps this one up. All that's left now is just to put all the plastics in the seat back on. Not really that tough of an assignment. Well, listen, if you need any of the products that we used, come see us at Partzilla.com and we can get you taken care of. If you have any comments or questions, just leave them in the section below and I'll do my best to answer them. And until next time, we just want to say thanks for watching.